Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today we're actually back on ignition modules once again. I know this is kind of a topic I'm stuck on here lately, but this is actually something I'm going to bring back up again. So I've started taking these things as repairs for some clients, and I thought it'd be a really good opportunity to show you a little bit more in detail and explain some things that I've learned from my research on these things. Like I've actually dissected these pretty heavily, and in that process I've found some things here that are worth noting for you guys. I just want to bring that up. So this is going to be mostly for 260Z models in this video, because we're dealing with 260Z ignition modules once again. And just going to show you some things here that are a little bit different from a 280. Now, since I've got something here in person, I can show you a little bit more in depth. Because like I say, I hadn't had a 260Z harness. You know, my car was gutted. So this is the first time I'm really getting to see some of these parts in person and test. And so I'm learning some stuff, which is fantastic. That's what I love about electronics and this kind of stuff. So first things first, I want to bring this up really quick, is that your distributor has to be polarized. So if you buy a new pickup for your distributor and it doesn't work, make sure that you got the polarity correct, because basically what happens is, and I found this out through my testing using this distributor, which is a factory 260Z distributor, if you get these wires reversed going to your box, it will not work. I found that out in the process of troubleshooting some of these modules and stuff. So the way this works is you've got your male connector. I'll just pull this off here if I can. I'm trying to do all this one-handed. Bear with me here. So this male connector here actually goes over here to the green with white stripe wire, as you can see. And then we've also got a female connector right here. As you can see, it's actually the enclosed connector, and that one will go to the green with red stripe. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the harness throughout the car is the same color, so on your harness coming from this module to your car will be the same colors as we have here at the module. If you get that backwards, it'll work, but you don't get much. It's kind of intermittent, and it takes some RPMs before you see anything. So that's something I've found out. Also, I've put the air gaps in my other video associated with this. That was also a problem with this particular car as well. The air gap was really wide. It had like I was using filler gauges. It was over 30 thousandths, and it's supposed to be between 12 thousandths to I think 16 thousandths, and I've got it set. This one set at 13 thousandths, so kind of on the closer side of that. But it works fantastic. So that was an issue this one had also, was just an air gap issue. It did have some ignition module problems. So this is actually another topic I want to bring up. Partly why I want to make this video as well. Because I've talked about automatics versus manual cars, and we've looked at the schematics, and the schematics show the same harness, but the modules are different. And I'll just kind of show you this real quick. So looking at a automatic car, we've got that wire I was talking about. We got this wire here that plugs in. We've also got the yellow wire for the advanced pickup coil and the distributor. This is a manual car. So you can actually see they share the same circuit board, but we don't have all the components related to the advanced circuitry. We also don't have the yellow wire. So the yellow wire is gone. We also don't have the breakout wire here. So this is for a manual car. So you don't have the advanced timing pickup. So just something to note there. Also, if we look at the numbers, this is E1206 right there for the actual model of this module. If we look at the manual car, I've actually got the cover still off this one because I'm working on it. We've got E1205, as you can see there. So there is a difference between the 06 and 05. Now they're interchangeable. You just wouldn't have the advanced circuitry if you put one of these in a manual, in an automatic car. If you put automatic manual in a manual car, you just will bypass, basically not connect all this up, and it'll work just like it does normally. So just some notes there. I want to bring that up. As far as the actual ballast resistor and coil, this is out of a 260, and I'll show you kind of what this looks like. We'll actually disconnect this. So on this one, you've actually got a connector like this right here. It's a 4-pin connector, 2 female connectors, 2 male connectors, and it's basically the same way it works in a 280, but the 280 harness doesn't have a connector. It's actually wired into the harness itself, so it eliminates a lot of connectors, which is partly why the 280 is a little bit cleaner looking. But basically we got the blue wire, which is your ground, just like on a 280. We've got 2 stages of the actual ballast resistor. And I brought this up before, but I'll bring it up again. You've actually got a crank position in your switch, which actually bypasses part of the ballast resistor to make your coil hotter during cranking. So when the engine's cranking over, it bypasses the ballast resistor, making the coil run hotter. When it's running, it actually starts putting voltage through the ballast resistor itself, and it's actually using the ballast resistor to lower the current of that coil. So just some stuff there I want to make a note of. So that's something that's different, and you can actually see a little bit different design on the 280Z ballast resistor. This is a 280Z. Now this one's missing one of the wire terminals right there. You can see where it would have been. It actually uses this as a junction as well, where that one actually has this plug here. This one uses a terminal as a junction for the negative wire right there. That it's really dirty, you can't see it, but it's a blue wire. Basic junctions right there. But it works the same way. This one here, you can see those 2 little terminals. That's where your crank signal comes in, and then that screw with some nuts on it I've replaced. That's actually where your ballast resistor is powered during normal run. So just some differences there I want to show you real quick. Just some stuff there, but just thought you guys might like to see this. Like I said, I've started taking some of these on for clients. So if you guys have a bad ignition module that you'd like to have serviced, I can now offer that for you. Let me get this thing reconnected here, and I'll show you this thing actually working since we made the repairs. This one did have some issues internally. We had an issue where the distributor signal was coming in. I could look at the pins inside here, so I reeled out harness. But it was not triggering the circuitry. Backtraced it, found it's a rectification circuitry issue in this module itself, so took care of that on this one. Now I've actually got 2 modules from the same client. This is actually one of mine here, but we got another one here. This is actually, I have a donor car. He actually wrote on them, and this one here is fine. It actually worked fine once I got the distributor figured out, got the air gap set, and figured out this polarity issue. That worked just fine. So this module here is actually good. I'm going to be taking it and servicing it. We're going to recalp it. This one I haven't recapped yet, as you can see, versus that one, which has new capacitors in it. So we'll be servicing this one as well. But let me get this thing wired back up. I'll show you this thing working real quick. Alright, here's this thing running real quick. I've got everything powered up here by a little power supply. We can rotate this distributor, and you can see it firing once again by rotation. And that's the box I actually repaired here, and it's now working like it's supposed to. But anyways, guys, I thought you might appreciate seeing this video, a little bit more explanations about some of the connections on this stuff, and just kind of show you what's some of the difference between automatic and manual cars now, since I've actually got a manual ignition module here to show you, because that was kind of a blank area on my last video, as well as I was trying to figure out why the advanced circuitry was still there even on a manual car. And basically what it boils down to, they don't change the harnesses between a manual and automatic car. They just use the same harness in both, so you've actually got extra wiring in your manual cars that would be found also in the automatic car. So they don't bother making 2 different harnesses, from what I can gather. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching. There'll be more to come here very soon.